Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing another Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 video. And of course today we are going to be taking a closer look at the Barbarian. And what else to look at the Barbarian about other than rage? Because, what else really is there that Barbarians get that sets them apart over other classes besides that bloodthirsty, blood curdling, just terrifying rage that they can go on in order to, gain some nice benefits as well as some downsides. But they kind of don't care about the downsides. The Barbarian's really built to not care about the downsides. So let's talk about rage. So there's a few things about it. First off, there's some good stuff. You get a bonus to strength and constitution and to your will saves. It starts out at a +4 strength and con and a +2 to will. And it goes up to, well, actually they double. They go to +8 and +4. So that's a lot of strength. That's a lot of con. And that's a decent amount for a will save. Like, Barbarians are hard to mess with. You don't mess with them when they're in rage. They're going to hit like a ton of bricks. And they are going to take a lot to bring down. Especially seeing as they already have that D12 hit dice, which is the highest in the game. The only other things with D12 hit dice, for the most part, are Barbarian prestige classes. As well as there's a few like outsiders and whatnot. But almost everything in the game with the D12 hit dice is a Barbarian or Barbarian prestige class. Like, it's a big deal, and they get the extra constitution when they fly into their bloodthirsty rage. And yeah, these guys are, they're terrifying. Yeah, so they get those nice bonuses to strength and con, which help them kill things faster and help them to, be able to survive because they're not much for defense. A Barbarian's idea of, surviving is kill them fast, kill them hard, and, take a few hits in the process, but not too many, because you know what? You're going to kill them before they get a chance to get too many shots in, but just be tanky enough to take the ones that they get in before they go down. That's their thought process. Barbarians ain't too bright. They grab their big old axe or whatever weapon they have, and they just hack and slash in their nice bloodthirsty rage. And there's some other benefits to rage. Besides that. So there's some downsides to it, which are problematic. So while they're enraged, they're not able to use any dexterity, intelligence, or charisma skills other than a select few. Balance, escape artist, intimidate, and ride. They also can't use the concentration skill. But they don't really care. Like, can't diplomacy, whatever. They can't bluff, whatever. You don't need a bluff. I'm gonna put the axe in your head. That's all you need to know. That's all there is to it. They don't care about subtlety. Yeah, intimidate. Yeah, they'll scare the crap out of you with that. Like seeing some barbarian fly into a bloodthirsty rage and just start hacking at people. Yeah, that's scary. It makes sense that they could intimidate while in rage. As well as a lot of these other skills are pretty important combat skills. Not the subtle crap either. It's the real, thirsty combat skills. They're, of course, going to take some penalties too. Like, they're going to take a penalty to their AC. They take a -2 to their AC when they're in rage. And their armor's generally not that good anyways. They're usually only in, light and medium armor. Not really anything that impressive. But they don't care. It's all about killing them fast. They want to hit them hard, hit them fast. They're ticked off. They're angry. They just want to bash some heads in and take out the enemy quickly. There are some downsides besides just the AC penalty too. Once that rage ends, they're gonna gain temporary hit points from that Constitution bonus, but they're gonna lose that first. So if they're at low health when that rage ends, they might die. Like, they could die from ending rage. It's very possible. So it's really important for them to buddy up with the cleric, because that loss of hit points at the end is problematic. But they have that extra health so that they don't go down and they can stay fighting for quite some time. And they get that extra strength to really just hit extra hard, because that's going to add to attack. That's going to add to damage, especially if they're using a two-handed weapon, which is generally their thing. They're going to add 1.5 times damage to that, +8 strength. That's a +4 to their modifier, which is going to mean an extra 6 damage and an extra 4 on attack roll. So an extra 4 to hit. That's pretty good. That's with the greater version. Of course, when you initially get, or not the greater, that's with the mighty version at 20th level. Initially, you're only going to be getting a +4, which is just going to get you a +3 damage and a +2 to hit, effectively. So for your attack roll. Yeah. But that's mostly all you get, is that strength, con, and then some will saves. Make it so that it's hard for people to hit you with mind affecting effects, because you're just so mad. You're not going to let people mess with your head. You are too ticked off to care and to let anyone get in your head. That head's just too full of just the blood's pumping too much to let it get to you. Yeah, but when you're done, you are going to have some downsides. You're going to get tired. It's going to happen. And you're going to take some penalties. You're going to take a -2 to strength. And I think dex too. Like, it's not good. Yeah, -2 penalty to dex and strength. Like, that's not good. It's till the end of combat. So if the fight's still going on at that point, you're not going to be doing much. The trick is to make sure you kill them all first before that happens. Make sure that combat ends. Like, end it fast. That's why they hit so hard. Because they're not in it for the long game. They're in it for nice, quick victory. That's how the barbarian fights. Other classes do as well, but these ones are very much designed for a quick, fast, deal damage hard and fast, and leave it at that. Now, they're not going to have to worry about tiring out once they hit 17th level. They gain tireless rage, and that helps. But it's 17th level. It takes a long time to gain that. And to get the improved rage, like greater rage, you get it at what? 11th level. So you got to wait quite a while before you get better rages. Initially, you're going to be stuck with the original rage for a full 10 levels. That's a long time to just have that +4 to strength and con, which is still good, and the +2 to will. But eventually it does go higher. You can use prestige classes to do even better. I definitely recommend doing that. Some of these prestige classes are quite good for the barbarian, particularly things like the frenzied berserker, which takes you to a whole other level of frenzy and crazy. Like, in a rage, your mind is still there. Like, you can still say, hey, it's not tactically smart to attack right now. Maybe be a little bit patient and wait. That's something you can do while in rage. Yeah, you're ticked off. Yeah, you're angry. But your blood isn't flowing so hard that you can't think straight. You are able to think rationally while enraged. It's a little tricky, but you can do it. There's no game penalties for it, other than the lack of ability to use a lot of skills. But being able to just think tactically and not attack during a turn because, maybe it's not a smart idea to attack that turn. Maybe it's better to set up for a bigger attack next turn. Perfectly acceptable option. Now, another thing that I can't believe I forgot to mention is entering rage. Entering rage, it is a free action that can be done anytime on your turn. You cannot enter rage on someone else's turn. It has to be done during your turn. It'll last for a number of rounds based off of your constitution. And it's actually your improved constitution that you get from the rage. So the rage itself actually helps make the rage last longer. In fact, when you get like greater rage and mighty rage, that makes it last even longer because the con bonus goes up. So you actually are going to get an extra round of rage just from doing that. You also get the number of times for rage. You can rage a number of times per day. Originally, it's just once, but it looks like every 3 levels, or no, 4 levels, I think. Yeah, it seems every 4 levels you get it. So 4th, 8th, 12th, you can rage 1 more time per day, but only once per combat. So if your rage ends mid-combat, you can't rage again. Another thing with rage, with getting tired, is it's really bad if you have other effects that make you tired as well, because then you're going to become even more tired and take some really serious penalties. So you really want to avoid anything that causes any kind of fatigue, because trying to rage while you're tired is like I think it ends your fatigue condition while you're in rage, but as soon as that rage ends, oof, it's bad. And particularly if you went with like frenzy, yeah, they'd stack. It gets really bad if you have both of them and don't have the tireless versions. So yeah, that's rage for you. Really, really terrifying ability. It's the ace up the sleeve of the barbarian. It's what makes the barbarian the barbarian. It's why they're good. So yeah, I hope I explained that pretty well for you. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. Anyways, as always, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you